Bob drove the injured goat home. Oh, Gretchen was so happy to see the farm. Yes, Gretchen was able to join her goat family, but no one knew if this little goat would ever recover. Only time and daily care would tell. Now remember again, this is all true. Mally fixed a small blanket for Gretchen to lie upon in the laundry room of the farmhouse. Jen stayed with Gretchen many hours, never leaving her side. She stroked her reddish-brown fur and gave her goat's milk from the small bottle that Nurse Laurie had used. And daily, Jen rubbed and exercised Gretchen's limbs. Mally would often stop and look in on the tidy goat. There must be something that can be done to help her walk, she thought. And then she had an idea. She took a laundry basket and placed an old army blanket over it and tied the corners. And she cut 4 holes in the blanket so that Gretchen's legs could go down into those holes. And then she rolled some blankets together, probably a towel, and put it under her neck. And for the first time since she was injured, Gretchen was upright. I think you can see her there in the little basket. Oh, surely but slowly, Gretchen gained strength, and she learned how to stand without falling. Her legs did become stronger, except for the right one. It remained limp. It was very hard for her to walk, yet her wobble became her walk. Let me just show you for a minute here. This is how she would walk, but it was limp, but she moved, and she could get around. And you cannot, it was so happy for all of us. Finally, one day, Gretchen had the strength to hobble across the pasture and greet her family. Luke, Carly, and Chelsea hurried to the gate as Papa Bob opened the latch and let Gretchen in. Even Cricket and Cracker, the adopted burros, hee-hawed when they saw their special friend. You know, I've learned so much from Gretchen. It was a moment of joy for her. And I think this is probably what she thought. It doesn't matter that I can't jump. It doesn't matter that I can't climb anymore. I am home, and I am special to my family and friends. And I really think, boys and girls, that's how she felt. And then there's all the animals that went to greet her. She was up early, Jen, to feed them again. And it's just, they were so humble. In a few weeks, Gretchen began to gain strength, and she would hobble back into the pen and out into the yard. How happy the goats were to see our dear friend Gretchen. Now, I used to teach, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could bring Gretchen to school? And so this is the story of what happened when I did bring Gretchen to Sparta Elementary School. And how did I manage to have this wonderful experience for Gretchen and the children? Well, Mrs. Murphy, who was the principal at Sparta Elementary School, wrote a letter to us. And the mailman, Carl Irwin, brought the postcard, and it says, "Would you bring Gretchen to Sparta School? I have heard of Gretchen's courage and want the story told to the students." And here's the little letter, the card that I got in the mail. And I said, oh yes, we were so excited. and Mally sent a letter back to Mrs. Murphy accepting the kind invitation. Gretchen would be very happy to attend the assembly, she wrote. So Papa Bob and Jennifer, Jen, arrived at Sparta School Auditorium on a May morning with Gretchen. Papa Bob had a leash on each goat. We did bring another one, and each of them wore a bright red bow. And the little goats waited patiently behind the stage while the students sang the Star-Spangled Banner and recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Mrs. Murphy welcomed the students and presented them with a huge black and gold banner that had excellence printed on it. They were a school of excellence that year, and the students clapped and clapped, for they knew they had worked hard to get that wonderful banner. And then, this was so special, then Mrs. Murphy introduced Papa Bob and Jen, and they walked proudly on the stage with Gretchen. The children clapped and clapped as Gretchen hobbled across the stage. This was a new adventure for her, and she saw hundreds of smiling faces on them. Papa Bob told the children about Gretchen's injury and how she struggled to recover. He congratulated the students for all the hard work they had done. And then he looked out into the assembly and told the children that perhaps Gretchen deserved a banner too, because she never gave up. She was excellent too. So this is the real touching point of this. In the audience with the boys and girls, there were some students who were in wheelchairs, and Papa Bob led Gretchen down the side of the auditorium so that the students who were in wheelchairs could touch her. It was a moment for everyone to remember. This little brave goat showed the true meaning of courage. She never gave up. I'm not sure you can see this, but all of these drawings were done by Zach Ham. And he used to go to Sparta School. And he even went up to the high school and graduated. And this is Zach, who met Gretchen and also drew all these wonderful pictures of the rocking chairs, of the pasture, of the animals, of going to Sparta School. And this came to be a wonderful experience for Gretchen, and she even would come up to Zach and he would pet her. And so, boys and girls, at the end, little Gretchen, and here's the last words. In the back of the book, you can see parts of the farm, and you can see Gretchen, the little brown goat up there, and there I am sitting on the porch in the rocking chair reading the story to Zach. And this is how this special book called Stratford Oaks Tales, The Tale of Gretchen, came to be. I hope you've enjoyed little Gretchen's story, and this book is in the library, and there's two others, one about the Burros, Cricket and Cracker, and there's the third one about how we adopted a Mustang, a wild Mustang from the government who was born out in Nevada. And we adopted her and brought her home to the pasture. So Gretchen had all these animals to enjoy. So boys and girls, thank you for letting me come into your home today. And I hope you've enjoyed the special reading.